Christians have long been fascinated with guidance. What is God's will for my life? How should I discern what He has in store for me and how He wants me to respond? This is a natural concern for us because we face decisions so often. It's one of the burdens of our existence, the constant need to make choices, to exercise our wills, to choose one option over another. What's more, every decision we take has repercussions, some of them predictable, some of them unforeseeable. Every time we make a decision, every time we make a choice, we also choose a set of consequences. And this is why decision making can be so difficult. We have limited information about the decision at hand, and we can't know what the consequences are that are going to flow from it. And so we blunder along making choices, sometimes good ones, very often not, and having to live with the consequences. The irony is, we don't even know which of our choices will turn out to be truly significant. We agonise over some decisions, trying to get it right as if our lives depended on it. But sometimes it's the smallest, most casual decision that ends up changing our lives forever. Just for a change, we decide to take the car to work instead of the bus. A drunk driver smashes into us, we end up in a wheelchair, and a small decision has had massive consequences. Almost instinctively, Christians know that God should be able to help us through this mess of decision making. Surely God can guide us through the maze of daily decisions that confuse us. Unfortunately, for many Christians, God's involvement in the process only makes decision making more difficult and more confusing. Because with God in the equation, we not only need to weigh up all the earthly factors, but also what God's will might be in this situation. For most, this leads to some form of anxiety. What if I should make the wrong choice? What if I should miss out on God's will for me? It doesn't have to be that hard, and it doesn't have to be so confusing. God does have a plan for you, and you can know what it is. You can hear His voice so that you may follow. In this session and in the 5 that follow, we'll show you how. By looking at the Bible and talking together, we'll discover what God's will is for our lives, how He guides us in it, and what we're to do in response. Well, where to start? The place to start is with God Himself. If we understand God, what He's like, what motivates Him, what His plans are, we'll be well on the way to understanding His guidance of us. So let's start our investigation of guidance by learning about the God who guides.